Hi there, my name's Tom Craggs. I'm an England athletics running coach and I've worked with Runderwear to put together a series of training plans to build up to the Runderwear Festival of Running in April this year. We're in week 1 and I want to give you a few tips to get the ball rolling and to make the most of the next 8 weeks of your training. And the first of those is consistency. It might sound boring, but you know what? The thing that gets you most fit with running is the consistency of your training and finding a good pattern and balance that works for you. So have a little look at the training plans that I've written. I'm not precious about them. Take ownership. Drop runs if you need to, move runs to different days, add runs if you want to. But the key to remember is we all come from a slightly different starting point. We all want slightly different things out of our races. But most importantly, we've all got different work, family and social lives that will affect our ability to recover from and adapt to the training that you're doing. So take ownership, but once you've done that, get the runs into your diary and make a mental meeting in your mind between yourself, your running shoes and getting out of the door. The consistency of your training is what will see you run your best race in April. Tip number 2 is patience. We all want to build fitness overnight, but it's just not how endurance works. So linking on from the first tip around consistency is just trusting the process a little bit more. More than likely, the running you do this week will take 2 to 3 weeks before it starts to really bed in and impact upon the running that you're doing, perhaps the paces you're running or how good you feel when you do your sessions. Go through the process, and by the time we reach the final 2 to 3 weeks of this plan, you'll really start to see those fitness gains bed in. And lastly is embrace perhaps a slightly different way of training. You'll see in the training plans that I've written pretty much every session to time and perceived effort. Now, I know many of you will have GPS watches and you'll be used to going out the door and working to distance or perhaps a pace that you intend on running at. Sometimes though, that can add quite a lot of pressure. And I'd really encourage you just for a few weeks to embrace a slightly different way of going about doing things. So if you can imagine yourself on a scale from 0 to 10, where perhaps 2 to 3 out of 10 is a fully conversational pace, a pace you could chat to somebody next door to as you run along, where perhaps 6 to 7 out of 10 is a pace that you could hold for roughly 50, 60 minutes in a race, and perhaps 8, 9, 10 out of 10 is 3k, 5k, maybe even a 10k pace for some of you, where you're working hard and you're running strong. Running doesn't need to be massively complicated, and sometimes removing some of the stress from our running and just trusting if we're working at the right intensity that we're building fitness, that can really help. It also allows you to run on different surfaces, in different weather conditions and up and down hills. So enjoy the process, ask any questions you want of me on social media and I'll do my best to answer them. And I look forward to working with you over the next few weeks to get the most out of your fitness towards the Runderwear Festival of Running. Good luck.